All right, let's talk about London. It's one of the greatest cities on earth, but it's got a huge problem. It's growing fast, and it's basically running out of places for people to live. So the massive question is, where do you build all the new homes we need? Well, it really boils down to two very, very different options. And look, this isn't just about spreadsheets and city planning. This is a question that's going to shape the entire future of London, what it looks like, how it feels, its environment, everything. Every single choice comes with a serious price tag, and I'm not just talking about money. The stakes, they're incredibly high. So here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll start with the housing challenge itself. Then we'll dive into option one, Greenfield sites. After that, we'll check out the alternative, Brownfield sites. And finally, we'll put them head to head and see why this feels like, well, an impossible choice. Okay, let's jump right into our first big option, Greenfield sites. And the name really says it all, right? We're talking about building on fresh, totally undeveloped land. So what are they? Well, essentially, they're untouched patches of land. Picture this. Rolling fields, maybe some farmland, that bit of woodland right on the edge of the city. It's land that's never, ever been built on before. And you can see the appeal, can't you? It's literally a clean slate. Pristine land, a blank canvas just begging for someone to start building. But, as you've probably guessed, it's not quite that simple. Yeah, because turning that beautiful green land into rows of houses, well, that comes with a whole set of issues. Let's look at the pros and cons. Now, if you're a developer, the upside is huge. I mean, this is basically the dream scenario. There's nothing to tear down. You don't have to worry about cleaning up any industrial gunk from the past. You just start building. It's faster, it's often cheaper, it's just easier. But here's the other side of that coin, and it is a heavy one. Building here means destroying natural habitats. Gone. It means paving over valuable farmland that once it's gone forever. It also leads to what we call urban sprawl, the city just bleeding endlessly outwards. And because these new homes are way out on the fringes, the public transport links are often pretty bad, which means, you guessed it, more and more cars. So if building out has all those problems, what about building in? And that brings us to our second option, brownfield sites. This is the urban option. Okay, so what's a brownfield site? Well, it's pretty much the exact opposite of a greenfield one. Think of it as recycled land. It's an area that's already been used for something. Old factories, abandoned warehouses, those derelict industrial areas you see just sitting there empty. The whole idea here is regeneration. It's about taking something old, something forgotten, and breathing new life into it. And because a lot of the old heavy industry has declined, London actually has tons of these sites just waiting for a new purpose. But just like with the greenfield sites, it's not a simple fix. Regenerating these old urban spaces comes with its own very specific set of pros and cons. Let's start with the good stuff, because the upside here is really compelling. Instead of paving over the countryside, you're taking a neglected part of the city and breathing life back into it. You're actually improving the local environment. It completely stops urban sprawl, and you can plug right into the existing public transport, which means fewer cars on the road. It's a win-win-win. But the downside? It's all about the prep work. An old factory, well, it might be contaminated with all sorts of nasty stuff from its past, and cleaning that up is seriously expensive. Often, you've got to demolish old buildings first. And on top of all that, because this land is in the city, it's in high demand, which means it can cost a fortune just to buy it. So this brings us right to the heart of the problem. When you actually put these two options side by side, you realize there's no easy answer here. It is a classic textbook case of trade-offs. And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have greenfield sites. They're ready to go, but you're destroying natural habitats and creating sprawl. On the other, brownfield sites. They're a ton of work, demolition, decontamination, but they can actually improve the city and reduce sprawl. So you have the easy but destructive path, or the hard but restorative path. What do? And this quote, this really just says it all, doesn't it? Every new home must be built somewhere. There's no magic third option where we get the homes for free. A sacrifice has to be made. So what are we willing to give up? The beautiful, pristine countryside, or the time and the money it takes to clean up the messes of our own past? And that really leaves us with this final question. When we talk about the price of a new home, we usually think in pounds, right? But maybe the real price is measured in something else. Maybe it's measured in lost green fields or in the massive effort it takes to heal our cities from the inside out. So, what do you think is the right price to pay?